before I make my pick, I want to apologize to America again. I'm so sorry that the old, boring, unathletic San Antonio Spurs are going to ruin your NBA Finals again. But this time, they're going to ruin it twice because they're going to be in it, and then they're going to win it. Because I have been saying, now, before the year started, I did say when we made our preseason predictions, I went ahead and said, yeah, the Heat will prevail in 7 games. I not want to jinx my Spurs, and I also wanted to see what they look like for the first month of the year. I saw Manu Ginobili come back and look about 5 years younger than he looked at the end of last year when you were the first to say, I think he needs to think about retiring.
Yeah,
right?
He's still mad at me about that.
I know, okay? And he
sees me walks the other way.
He lost 10 or 15 pounds, and he lost about 5 years off his NBA life, which was a great thing to see. And I wanted to see how Bellinelli fit, how Patty Mills had lost his weight, and how he would fit. And the truth is, after 1 month, I knew that these Spurs were better than last year's Spurs. So I began to tweet almost on a nightly basis, Spurs in 6, and I meant in the finals, because they have been on a year-long mission to avenge the collapse that was the final 28 seconds of Game 6 last year. Just to remind our audience, Ginobili missed a free throw. They should have given them a 6-point lead with 28 seconds left. That was still a 5-point lead. Then Kawhi Leonard misses another free throw. Should have closed the deal. And finally, even though LeBron missed the game-tying 3, long rebound to Chris Bosh, who kicked it beautifully into the corner to Ray Allen. He played like Ray Lewis.
He sure did.
And Ray Allen did it to me, and I don't want to talk about it much more than we have to talk about it. But here's my point. Ginobili is back to being classic Ginobili. And as much as he tormented me the other night, that 3 that he made was big-time guts Manu Ginobili late in that game. And Stephen A., I'm to the point now where even if Tony Parker, let's say, God forbid, can't play a single game in the finals, I'd still pick the Spurs to win. Spurs will win this in 6 games. They will avenge the loss. And actually, the schedule, the new scheduling format, fell right into their laps this year. It couldn't have been served up any better because last year it was 2-3-2.
Right.
This year, 2-2-1-1-1. So they actually, with home court advantage, Game 7, they still get to go back and close this out in Miami with the new format in Game 6. So I'm going to remind you, road records, Spurs were 30-11 during the regular season. The Miami Heat, wait a second, they weren't very good. They're only 22-19 in the regular season on the road. So the Spurs are a much better road team, which is why Game 6 will be the game to close this out. And finally, in the end, I believe that Kawhi Leonard can at least hold LeBron James to a low roar. And I think it's a big advantage for the Spurs. He's a good matchup Spurs-wise to keep him down. And the X factor, as always, is Dwayne Wade. If he goes off, the Heat will be a problem for the Spurs because Danny Green mostly will have to guard him. But I believe that the Spurs as a team are so much better than Miami as a team. The Spurs just came through, the toughest Western Conference playoffs ever, the deepest, and Miami just cakewalked through what I thought was the easiest Eastern Conference finals ever. So big advantage Spurs in 6.
Skip, I've been watching the NBA season, obviously, all year long, and I would love to disagree with you about the Spurs, but I can't. The Spurs have been incredibly impressive. I've been talking about them all year long, and even though I thought Oklahoma City would have beaten them if Serge Ibaka had been healthy, the second he was down, I knew they'd win this series, and I picked them to win it in 6 before the series began, and that's what they did.
Although he did bounce back.
That's right, I did. Yeah. He did bounce back. I watched Tim Duncan get it done. I watched Manu Ginobili, even though he's a bit sensitive these days. Look, you need to go back and watch the tape and watch how much he messed up in the NBA Finals.
It was awful.
I didn't say anything negative about this dude in a decade. I get on you for one NBA Finals, and I'm a pariah. Get over it. All right? He lost weight and slimmed down and got his act together. He looks great right now. Despite the injury to Tony Parker, listen, Tony Parker is Tony Parker. He will be ready, and they are a well-oiled machine. If I were anybody out there, you got to bet your money on the Spurs. I don't blame you. I'd probably bet my money on the Spurs, but I use the word probably because, Skip, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. When you go up against a great team, it takes a superstar to close the deal, baby. And it is time. It is apropos. It is perfect timing for LeBron James, King James, to show that he's got some Jordan-esque skills and Jordan-esque moments in him.
Yes.
I'm rolling with the Miami Heat this time. I'm picking the Miami Heat. Listen, the San Antonio Spurs are a better team collectively. They may even be deeper, but with LeBron balling the way he's balling, with D-Wade looking the way he's looking, Chris Bosh has gotten out of his doldrum. There will be no donut in a Game 7 this time around. I believe in Mario Chalmers and Norris Cole. I believe in Udonis Haslem and Birdman, Chris Anderson. I'm rolling with the Miami Heat to three-peat. To close the deal. It's gonna be epic. It's gonna be tough, Skip. But check this out. Not only am I picking the Miami Heat to win this series, I'm picking them to win it in Game 7 in San Antonio.
Whoa.
That's what I'm calling another 7-game series, an epic encounter. But in the end, at the AT&T Center in San Antonio, weather, by the way, is going to be about 100 degrees. It's all right.
It's okay.
It's all right. That's why they call it the Miami Heat. I'm not gonna roll with you this time, Skip. I'm going to roll with the 2-time reigning defending NBA champions. I'm rolling with LeBron, not because the Heat are a better team. I'm rolling with them because I think D-Wade and LeBron and the combination of the superstars that they are will usurp anything that the San Antonio Spurs throw at them. It's going to be epic. It's going to be a thriller. It's going to be back and forth. But in the end, the king will be crowned again. Miami in 7.